The physical reality you see right now, it's completely moldable. So why are you still letting your past decisions act like the boss of your future? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hey, hey. Hello. Welcome to the Spirit Speaks experience. Hi, I'm Rosemary Lonnie Knight. I am the Prosperity Minister and business coach to ambitious spiritual people who are determined to use their current skills, gifts, life experience, spiritual wisdom, insight, self help knowledge, all of that stuff. You want to turn it into 5 to 10K each and every month so that you can live luxuriously whilst working in your purpose. Yeah. So I am the coach for you. I help you leave behind the pain, the limiting beliefs of the past so you can rise victorious in your true design life. I see our true design life is a free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love drenched life if you will claim it. Okay. So, using both practical action and spiritual principles, I help you put that together to create accelerated real world results. Now, to understand more about all of that, start with a copy of my book, The Money Manifestation Mastery and Strategic Divine Guidance book, which all you need to do is go to the link in my bio or send me a message with the word book in it. And as always, we're going to start with the divine download for today. I explain this every day, but just in case you're new, it is a message that I sit down with the divine each day, each business day, and ask for a message for the community, my paid community, the Deliberate Millionaire Gathering. I make a note of that, put it in the group, and some of these, I've been doing this for years, so I'm sharing some of our previous ones from previous years with you now. Okay, so today's divine download, listen in. I call you deeper in and higher up. For too long, you have dwelt on the surface of life as you know it. You have reacted to what you believed the physical reality was delivering to you, but you forgot and refused to see that you were the one creating it all. You forgot that you have the authority and dominion over the happenings in your life. And even now, as I say this to you, it seems impossible that you have such control, such power, such autonomy. But you do, for you are one with me. And I am all powerful. I am all there is, and all that I have access to is yours. All things are yours if you will allow it. You have chosen a limited existence for the purpose of enjoying creating, and yet, still you are powerful. The only constraints are the ones you have taken on. You can choose again. You can push down the walls that you set as limits on your power and broaden your experience as you come deeper in and higher up. See the picture of what you desire and allow yourself to revel in its creation. Notice those ideas that would tell you that it is impossible and flow my love on them with the expectation that they must dissolve and then choose again. Keep it this simple. This work of changing your thought and beliefs is this simple. Anything that tells you of limitation, anything that feels bad to believe, you get choice over whether to continue with it or to choose again. Yes, it will seem delusional at the start until you start to see the evidence of what you have chosen. However, you must believe before you see the evidence. Know this: the physical reality you see is completely moldable by you. Get to creating your heart's desires. Okay, so that's the divine download. You can listen to that again. Now, the divine starts by saying, "I call you deeper in and higher up," and I really love that phrase. I used to actually, when I was at church ages and ages ago now, there was a song, "Deeper in and higher up." Was it Kevin Prosh or something? I don't know. Some person sang it, and I really loved it. And there was something that those four words: deeper in and higher up, deeper in and higher up. I don't really want to tell you what I would think about it. I want you to contemplate those words. What do they mean to you? The divine is calling you deeper in and higher up. Deeper in and higher up. What does that mean to you? It's kind of almost an aside in some ways, but I want you to consider, contemplate, let those words kind of go around in your head a bit. Deeper in, higher up, deeper in, higher up. You're being called deeper in and higher up, deeper in and higher up. Anyway, and then the divine goes on to say, you have reacted to what you believed the physical reality was delivering to you, but you forgot and refused to see that you were the one creating it all, which is quite confronting when you really consider that, because most ambitious spiritual people, we know that we're creating the life, because I mean, we've surely at this point, everybody on the planet has heard the whole concept of creating your own reality, and if you haven't, Hear it now. You create your own reality. You create your own reality. But for most people, as much as we hear this and maybe somewhat resonate with it and believe it, you still end up reacting to your life. You're telling yourself, well, I'm doing the best that I can. And you are doing the best that you can. No judgment here. But you do end up reacting to your bank account, to the job, to the bills, to the clients that you think should be here that are not here yet, to how many likes you're getting on your social media things, to reacting to your family expectations, reacting to your body. What pain do you feel in your body today? You're reacting to your mood. You're reacting to whatever the physical reality is saying. And because the physical reality can seem so solid, you treat it as though it has the final say in your life. You say, well, it's just the way it is. It's just my money situation. It's just my personality. It's just my brain. It's just my life. But the divine is saying to you, the physical reality you see is completely moldable by you. The physical reality you see is completely moldable by you. Okay. So we're going to look at, because what I want to do here is just give you some five ideas around molding your physical reality. Okay. So number one idea here is stop making changing your thoughts seem like some really hard, impossible thing. Yeah. Stop making it seem so impossible. The divine says, keep it this simple. This work of changing your thoughts and beliefs is simple. And your mind might kind of immediately tell you, no, it's not simple. You don't understand. They're too strong. I can't seem to get a hold on where I'm focused and what I'm thinking about, and my emotions are just too much, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or maybe my past, things that happened in the past, it's just too much. It's too much. The trauma, I can't really fully, I'm dealing with it, but I can't completely get myself onto the side of creating the thing that I want. And that part of you probably is not even sure that it completely works. If you're completely honest, okay? Um, so you keep saying to yourself, ultimately, you can't help the way you think, that your mind just keeps going to these places, and it's just the way you are. And look at what is happening in my life. How can I think about it differently? It's just what it is. I'm being realistic. I've always been this anxious. I've always expected kind of disappointment, and it's really difficult for me to stay positive when it comes to when I'm facing this stuff. I'm struggling with money, blah, 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 all of that stuff that I don't know how to focus. That's another one that people always like say, I don't know how to focus. I feel really as if my brain is always all over the place. And when you keep telling yourself this stuff, it becomes more and more true. It's almost like you give yourself an out. You don't have to then attempt to change the way you think or feel. It's completely out of your control when you say these things. So I'm just reacting to what is in front of me. I have to be realistic, which gives you an out. You don't then have to change anything, but you are the authority in your life, my love. And this is, again, no judgment here, but if you keep affirming that it's really difficult for you to change your mind, then it will continue to be difficult for you to change your mind, because you don't even try anymore. You keep telling yourself something, you completely believe it, you keep acting as though it's true, it becomes your truth. You start acting as though it's true. And so therefore you get the results of the actions you're putting out there. Yeah. So instead, affirm to yourself, I am the authority over my own brain. I'm the authority over my own life. It's easy and simple for me to choose what I focus on. It's easy and simple for me to choose what I focus on. I can choose again. I can direct my attention. I can change my thoughts. I can change my beliefs. And to begin with, they may not feel real. It may feel like you're just pretending. But you've already seen the evidence of continually telling yourself, oh, it's just too hard. I don't know how to focus. I just can't get my mind to focus on the things that I want to focus on. My mind is all over the place. I'm scattered, blah, blah, blah. You keep affirming that, and you can see the proof of that in your life. It has become your reality. Why don't you keep affirming what you actually want rather than affirming what you do not want? Sometimes it almost feels impossible to see the connection between what you were thinking and what is showing up in your physical reality. And so it's easy to tell yourself, I don't actually think it's that simple. It is that simple. You are creating based on what you are allowing yourself to believe. It is that simple. You have a thought, change it. You have a thought, change it. You have a thought that you don't want, change it. You don't have to overly beat yourself up about it. Just keep it simple. Now that I realize I'm thinking this, I don't want to think it anymore. Move on. Think something else. Think something else. Over and over again. Just keep repeating that until the thought that you now choose to think is more solidly embedded in you than the other one. So it is simple. For this point, particularly, I'm just trying to get across this idea that changing your mind is simple instead of continually affirming that it isn't. It is simple. You realize you're thinking something, you change your mind. The end. The end. Don't make it more complicated than that. Now, if there's a part of you that doesn't actually fully, completely believe that there's a connection between what you're thinking and what appears in your physical reality, then that's a whole different issue altogether. And that does need to be dealt with because I can tell you this, but if there's that underlying idea inside of you that it's not that simple, is it? Then again, you'll just keep going with what you truly deeply believe. So we can't be those spiritual people that just talk about the fact that we create our own reality when you don't actually truly believe it. Look at what you're truly believing because it really is of impacting what shows up in your physical reality. You don't always see the connection, but there is a connection. And if you followed what's showing up in your physical reality, if you were able to follow it, and you are able to follow it back through to what was I thinking previously that led to the creation of this, you will see the connection. But again, when you're telling yourself there's no connection, oh, I can't see it, again, you will always get what you expect to get. Always. Number two, separate yourself from your thoughts and your emotions. You are not your thoughts or your emotions, okay? You are not your thoughts or your emotions. And I really want you to imagine this for a moment there. Imagine there is you. Close your eyes for a moment here. Imagine you, the real you, the true design you, the pure you, not your body, not your physical body you, but the energy body within, within the physical body that gives the physical body life. The you that is one with the divine, the you that is actually powerful and whole. That you is not defined by any thought or feeling or memory or bank balance or a difficult day. No, that's because so imagine there's you, and around you are all these thoughts and emotions. They're like energy units. As you are an energy personality, there are these energy units, which are thoughts and emotions all around you. And you get to pick and choose which ones you would like to dwell on, which ones you would like to contemplate. Some of them are going to feel familiar. And so you're more likely to go along with them. And some of them are going to feel heavy. Some of them, different thoughts, different emotions, especially when you separate yourself. And I really want you to imagine this. You are separate from these thoughts and emotions. You get to choose which of them to contemplate. You get to choose which of them to contemplate. Some of these thoughts and emotions all around you were given to you by parents, teachers, pastors, partners, bosses, culture, religion, trauma, social media, blah, blah, blah. And they're not you. They are options that you could choose to dwell upon. So which ones do you choose to contemplate? Which ones do you choose to feed? Which ones do you choose to ignore? Which ones do you choose to transform? Because without your attention, they will just fade away from your psyche, from that energetic space around your energetic body, from you, the God unit. You, the real you, is like a God unit. And you're surrounded by these choices of thoughts and emotions. The energy units around you. You can choose to assimilate them, or you can choose to just stay separate from them. The choice is yours. They're not you. They're not you. It's just a thought. It's just an emotion. They're not you. Okay? They're not you. So are you identifying way too much with your current thoughts and your current emotions? And can you picture yourself as separate from them, picking and choosing where you would like to keep your focus? Because that is what you are doing, except it's happening so with familiar thoughts, it almost feels like there's no separation between you and the thought, but there is. And the quicker you start to realize that you are not your thoughts or your emotions, you'll realize they are in some ways, they're under your authority. Okay? They are. You get to choose. Number three, give your brain something deliberate to focus upon. Okay? Because your brain, one of its functions really is contemplation. It's either worrying about something or believing about something, but worry is ultimately just running over the same thought, ruminating on a thought. Unfortunately, usually a painful one. So now we want to start ruminating because your brain's part of its function is to ruminate. There's nothing wrong with the ruminating if you're ruminating on something that was useful to you. Yeah. Okay. So it's not about stopping thinking. This whole I'm going to meditate and not think anymore. It's not about stopping thinking. It's about what am I giving my brain to actually think about? Because if you're passive, then you're going to continually get the thoughts that it's like the psychologist or somebody tells us that we think about 60,000 thoughts every day. And that for most people, it's the same 60,000 every single day, over and over and over and over and over again. And yeah, I can understand when you think about 60,000 thoughts. We go back to the last point where I'm saying that there's these 60,000 thoughts all around you, asking you to decide what you would rather think about at any time. Then you can almost feel like, you know what, I'm just going to stick with what is familiar. I don't have time to sift through 60,000 thoughts or even 100 and God knows what thousand to pick the 60,000 I'm going to think that day. Who has the time to do that? You do. You do. You're doing it anyway. So you may as well get deliberate about it. Because at the moment, you're choosing the most accessible ones, which are the ones that you practice the most. Okay. So it depends on who you are. What thoughts are your most practiced thoughts? Is it the I'm not enough thoughts, or the panicking about money thoughts, or the it's not working for me thoughts, or the it's impossible, or I always mess things up thoughts? Are these well trodden paths for you? Not because they're true, but because you've walked them so often. It's like, it's like you just pick them because it's just easy. It's just easy. It's just easy. It's a habit. It's become a habit. Okay. It's become a habit. It's like changing your wardrobe. You may have all these old clothes that you keep reaching for automatically because they're familiar. They may not even fit you or suit you anymore, but I don't want to have to think about it. So I'll just pick the same old, same old, same old stuff and just keep putting it on. Changing your thoughts is like choosing different clothes. You know, at first you're going to have to be very deliberate about either going shopping actually and choosing and getting some new clothes, or get somebody to help you out with picking new clothes or whatever, and then start little by little to take out the old ones that no longer fit or no longer suit or you don't really like anymore, and replacing them with these new clothes. Okay, so it's like that old money panic thought. I don't want to think it today. I don't want to think that I don't want to keep doubting myself today. I don't want to keep going along with what my family thinks. I don't have to keep thinking the same way they do. You have to give your brain something to ruminate on, though, because it will contemplate something. So now you want to get very deliberate about what that something is. What do you want to focus on today? What do you want to focus on today? You can dwell on the idea that, you know what, the physical reality is moldable by me and I'm practicing my authority. And choose thoughts that represent the life you want to live. Again, remember we said in number one, it's simple. You think a thought that you know you don't really want to actually see manifest in your life, so you choose a different one. You choose a different one. You choose a different one. Deliberately choose a different one. You are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, so you can pick and choose what you would rather think about. You are the authority in your life. Number four, transform limiting energy with divine love energy. It's like we end all these things with saying the love prayer. One of the reasons I always say the love prayer is because the divine taught me and showed me that it's love energy. Love energy transforms these energy units all around you. So it's these energy units that are like your thoughts and emotions around you. Love energy flooded or flowing through a particular thought can transform it from one thought into another one, from a lower frequency to a higher frequency, just by flooding love energy to it. The divine, it says in this divine download that we're talking about today, notice those ideas that would tell you that it is impossible and flow my love on them with the expectation that they must dissolve, and then choose again. Okay, so you don't have to wrestle with every single thought out there. You just notice that it's not necessarily something you would like to think or you'd like to contemplate or you want to take onto your own energy personality, and you flow love to it, to get it to dissolve or to get it to evolve or to get it to resolve. It depends on what it is. If you listen to the love prayer, one of the things we're doing is we flow love through you to dissolve, resolve, evolve. Dissolve, resolve, evolve. Okay, so we're either dissolving something so that it just dissipates, or evolving to something different, or resolve it. It might be some trauma you've been through and it's really tightly all packed up together and it just needs some resolution by flowing love to it, because it's energy. And by you choosing to picture love flooding through these energy units, you can change them into something different. And I know that can sound a little bit woo and how is this practical? It is. You're a divine being having a human experience. If you keep trying to live as just a human being, then yeah, the physical reality does feel as if it's the only thing and it has a final say. It doesn't. But if you choose to believe that it does, then that will be the case. I kind of went into a lot more depth around these topics in a program I call You Are Not Your Emotions. So if you want to find out more about that, reach out to me and I'll tell you how to get a copy of that. But for today, I want you to just start simply. Notice any limiting ideas around you, any limiting ideas that you've been contemplating, and just flow love to it. See it as a separate entity from yourself and flow love to it, expecting it to change. Decide what you would like it to change into, in fact, and allow it to change. Expect it to dissolve. And then you can choose a different thought, or you can allow that thought to evolve into something different. But that energy can actually be used to help you create the life that you want, to help you manifest the life that you want. Because it's all energy. It's all energy. Now, energy, it's like electricity, isn't it? Oh, am I talking about something before? Yeah, this in the next point. I should be talking about this. But okay, so I will go on to number 5 here. Start creating deliberately instead of passively absorbing. You are creator. You're always creating. Okay. The divine says all things are yours if you allow it, and you can choose again. So you are always creating, whether you do it deliberately or you do it passively. You are always creating. So you can focus love energy to create whatever you desire. Okay. So think about this, even like electricity. You can either go along with the lines that other people have put in place and use electricity in that way, or you can understand the physics behind it yourself and create your own lines and use electricity in the way you would like it to. Now, electricity itself is completely neutral. It can be used to harm or it can be used to heal. It can be used to harm or help. How you choose to use it is up to you. Now, you can, as I said, you can go along familiar paths that other people have already discovered and switch on the light bulb or switch on the light switch and it works. Or you can create your own. If you're that physician person or physics person, physicist, then you can create new ways, new paths for electricity to flow through. Or think about breathing. Breathing, we have to do it all the time. So just like creating, you're creating all the time. Breathing, you're breathing all the time. Now you can decide that you're going to stick around somebody who's smoking, and you'll be breathing in the smoke air. So secondhand smoke comes into your lungs. It could possibly cause you illness. Or you can choose to wear a mask so that you're filtering out the smoke and just get in the air, or take yourself away from this person who is smoking altogether and get some fresh, completely clear air. The choice is yours. When it comes to creating, you're always going to be creating, just like you're always going to be breathing. You're always going to be using electricity. How you choose to use this neutral thing, this neutral power inside of you to create, is up to you. Are you going to just keep thinking what you've been thinking forever? Or are you going to choose new thoughts? Are you going to be thinking what somebody else has told you to think? Or are you going to choose new thoughts? Are you going to question that and choose new thoughts? Are you going to flow love through it to convert it from doubt into something more useful to you? The choice is yours. You are a powerful creator, whether you're aware of it or not. Now, you become more powerful the more aware of it you become. And a lot of people do walk through life completely unaware and living on the surface of life. So, yeah, and yeah, to me that seems strange, but people choose that. But we are not those that choose that. We are those that go deeper in and higher up. And so you are powerful because you know you can't go back to not knowing. So you have to get very deliberate about, what am I breathing in? What am I allowing to stick with me? What am I creating because of what I choose to dwell upon? Am I continuing to put myself around people that will drain me, or in situations that drain me? Or am I choosing my own path? Am I creating my own path? The divine says, see the picture of what you desire and allow yourself to revel in its creation. So yeah, imagine what you want to see brought to life. Flow love to it. Flow love to it. This is you giving it energy, making yourself more magnetic so that the physical equivalent of this thing that you're focusing on becomes more real. It doesn't mean there's no physical actions to take, but the physical action will generally tend to come out of what you're focusing on, because that's how we're creating. I mean, some people hear about manifestation and think it's just some sit down and just focus on whatever. And there can be times when things happen without you having to do too much. But generally, there will always be some kind of physical action that needs to be taken. But you are more likely to take the appropriate physical action if you are allowing yourself to focus and think on thoughts that or that you would like to see manifested in your life. It's like it affects your body, it affects what you allow yourself to do, it affects your actions. It affects what you see as opportunities in your physical reality because of what you're focusing on. You know how when you're feeling better, when you're feeling high vibe, you are more likely to see great opportunities. You're more likely to laugh. You're more likely to feel great. It affects how what you choose to dwell upon will affect your behavioral patterns, which is what then creates what you create in your life. Okay. Again, the divine says, see the picture of what you desire and allow yourself to revel in its creation. The divine also goes on to say, yes, it will seem delusional at the start until you start to see the evidence of what you have chosen. However, you must believe before you see the evidence. Just as you believed before you saw your current existence, though you are not aware of it now because your current existence just seems like it's just the way it's always been. You have to believe, even though the physical reality looks opposite to what you might be choosing to believe right now, and then give it some time to shift and to change because it must. It must. You want to grow a business, you want to see more clients coming in, choose to see that within you because you're creating from within. You'll also, as you start to believe it from within, you'll also put yourself in position like, come on, work with me, and then we'll put some strategies in place to ensure that you're getting those clients. So I'm not saying that just believe it, see it in your head and don't do anything, but I'm saying it'll be easier to do the things that you need to do if you're already working on it within you. You'd already have seen yourself doing this stuff. You'll go to bed thinking about the business you're trying to build. You even as you're sleeping, in your psyche, you're working on it. You're working on it. You wake up in the morning and you won't even realize that you're taking the appropriate action, but because you have dwelled on it, contemplated it, well, your actions will seem natural to create the life you want. Okay. So yes, it may seem delusional to begin with when you see the physical reality looks nothing like what you're now choosing to think, but you kind of have to realize for real that you create from within. Okay? Okay. So you may need to listen to all of this again. I'm just trying to give you some ideas, some ways, new ways of thinking, some new ways to create. Yes, manifestation to begin with may seem delusional, but you actually practice these things, you will increase the amount of money you're making. So when a limiting thought appears, just choose a different one. When emotions feel bad, choose different emotions. I'm not saying that it's all going to change immediately, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel what you feel or try to pretend it's not there. No, we do need to process our actual emotions, but we don't have to stay there forever. You are the authority in your life. You are not your emotions. You are not the events that have happened to you. You are more than that. You are one with the divine. You have authority, you have dominion. You are powerful. Truly start to see this and start to live as though that's true. And if you want some more support around all of this stuff, come and get a copy of my book, The Money Manifestation Mastery and Strategic Divine Guidance book. Message me the word book or go see the link in my bio. Let's end by saying the love prayer together. Let me get that up. Give me a second. Here we go. If you can see the screen, then hands on heart, let's say this together. Your love dissolves all doubt. Your love dissolves all fear. Your love keeps me focused. Your love keeps me clear. Your love dissolves all guilt. Your love dissolves all shame. Your love keeps me focused. Your love keeps me in the game. Your love dissolves regret. Your love dissolves despair. Your love restores my hope, my peace, my joy. Your love restores my youth and my years. Your love dissolves resentment and envy. Your love dissolves hate and rage. Your love dissolves any bitter root within me. Your love rebuilds my self-trust and my faith. Your love flows freely through me right now, resolving, dissolving, evolving. Your love flows freely through me right now, harmonizing and adjusting. Your love flows freely through me right now, resolving, dissolving, evolving. Your love makes me magnetic to the desires of my heart. Take a moment to consider the desires of your heart right now. Flow love to them right now. I feel your love propelling me forward into greater and greater financial prosperity right now. Money, wealth, riches are flooding into my life from everywhere and in great abundance with ease and with speed. Okay, then, my lovelies. Ooh, and we thank you. Go forth and prosper. Much amazing, 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 amazing love. Go forth and prosper. Bye.